Question 15. This month, Cami sold 70 figurines in 2 sizes. The large figurines sold for $12 each, and the small figurines sold for $8 each. The amount of money he received from the sales of the large figurines was equal to the amount of money he received from the sales of the small figurines. How many large figurines did Cami sell this month? So for this type of problem, I like to draw a picture. So we can make our large figurines here, and then our small figurines here. And let's say that our number of large figurines is X, and number of small figurines is Y. So those are two quantities that we don't know the value, and that's why we're giving them X and Y values. But what do we know about them? Well, we know that the large ones go for $12 a pop, and the small ones go for $8 each. And then we know there's 70 of them in total, so this equals 70. Now we have to take this real-world information and turn it into an abstract algebra equation, or in this case, a system of linear equations. So let's read this sentence again. The amount of money he received from the sales of the large figurines was equal to the amount of money he received from the sales of the small figurines. So $12 times X is the amount from the large figurines, equals $8 times Y. That's the amount of money from the small figurines. And what else do we know? We know that the number of large figurines plus the number of small figurines equals 70. Now we move on to a new skill, solving a system of linear equations with 2 unknown variables. And I'm not going to get into this too deeply, but there's 2 methods to solve this, either by substitution or elimination. And in this case, I'm going to use substitution. So let's rewrite this line here in such a way that we're expressing one variable in terms of another. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides of the equation. That cancels that out. And if we rewrite our system of linear equations, that gives us 12x equals 8y on the top. Leave that the same. And then here we have y equals 70 minus x. Now this is where the substitution comes in. You can take this whole thing here, which is the same thing as y, and plug it into the top. And now we can rewrite the whole top line as 12x equals 8 times 70 minus x. And look, there's no more y's. Next step, you distribute the 8. That gives us 12x equals 560 minus 8x. Or add 8x to both sides. Which cancels that out. 12x plus 8x is 20x equals 560. Last step, we know that 20 times x is a multiplication, so we do the inverse operation, which is dividing by 20. And that isolates our x. X equals 28. Put a box around it, put a bow on it, and the answer is B. 16. A car accelerated from 88 feet per second to 220 feet per second in exactly 3 seconds. Assuming the acceleration was constant, what was the car's acceleration in feet per second from 88 feet per second to 220 feet per second? That's a mouthful. So this gets a little bit into physics, but again, the best strategy is to draw a little picture. So little car, wheels, moving forward. And we're going to write that the initial speed, or the initial velocity, VI, equals 88 feet per second. And when the car gets all the way over here, I'm going to write final velocity is equal to 220 feet per second. And how much time did that take? 3 seconds. All right, so now what was the change in velocity from this point to this point? Well, we're going to subtract the two velocities. So 220 minus 88 equals 132 feet per second. So if the car accelerated 132 feet per second in 3 seconds, how many feet per second did it accelerate per second? So we would do 132 divided by 3 equals 44 feet per second, or 44 feet per second squared, which means that every second the car was picking up 44 feet per second. Let me show you a quick example. So here the car is going 88 feet per second. After 1 second, the car is going 88 plus 44 is 132 feet per second. After 2 seconds, the velocity is 132 plus 44, which is 176 feet per second. And then after 3 seconds, the final velocity is 220. So the final answer was H, 44 feet per second, which on your tests was answer C. In a plane, the distinct lines A, B, and CD intersect at A, where A is between C and D. The measure of BAC is 47 degrees. What is the measure of BAD? All right, so let's draw CD, and then AB intersects at A. BAD is 47 degrees. No, BAC is 47 degrees, so about like that. Okay, that's AB. This is about 47 degrees. And this is the one we're looking for. So how do we solve this? Well, we know that this is 180 degrees, right? So BAD is the difference between 180 minus 47, which if you plug that into your calculator is 133. Answer is D. 18. In which of the following are 1/2, 5/6, and 5/8 arranged in ascending order? So ascending order means least to greatest. Let's make a timeline. And all of these fractions are fractions of 1. So it's somewhere between 0 and 1. Well, we know where 1/2 is, right? 1/2 is halfway. But that doesn't really help us much because 5/6 and 5/8 have different denominators. So the best way to do this is to compare the fractions by converting them to the same denominator. So let's see, what is a common multiple of 2, 6, and 8? Well, 24 is. So to get to 24 from here, you'd have to multiply the top and the bottom by 12. Here you'd have to multiply the top and the bottom by 4. And here you'd have to multiply the top and the bottom by 3. So that gives us 12 over 24, 20 over 24, and 15 over 24. So now we can sort these from least to greatest. This is the first one, this is the middle one, and this is the greatest one. So 1/2 is less than 5/8, which is less than 5/6. So the answer is F, which on your tests was option A.